You have one new voicemail.
Hi! So you would be so proud of me. I'm hosting Thanksgiving for my friends, and I was stressed because I really wanted it to feel just like Michigan. But then I found the same stuffing mix that you use on Instacart. And I ordered instant gravy, canned cranberry, what else? Oh, I got everyone a little butter sculpture shaped like a turkey. All right, I should probably get cooking, but I miss you today. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom. Oh, and you should download Instacart. It's way easier than sending Dad to the store.
Download Instacart and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
What's up, Cuzzy Wuzzies? You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. Bad.
Did you miss us? It's been a full week, but the hyenas are back.
Yes! We are fucking here, and the great news is we've been gone for a week, and I can finally say it, I have a full puss!
Yeah!
I got the fucking sex change, and I have got a clit.
Well, here's what I've realized. Without a reasonable doubt in my mind, when you don't hair gel, just as you are right, when I shave, I look like a woman, and when I don't shave, I look like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, the picture that you posted on your Instagram versus when you don't shave, you literally look like a lesbian member of Antifa. And then when you don't shave, you look like just a sexy jihadi with a body.
You've never seen such a drastic change from facial hair from without, right? Yeah!
Early on in the cast, I shit my pants.
My fiance actually listens to this, and she actually thinks it's really funny. But the one Shinky G said, can you guys just stop farting? It's gross. And I said, no.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Fuhrer of Fumes will not stop farting. Can you even be surrounded, as the Fuhrer of Fumes?
Yeah.
Can you be surrounded by a woman who would potentially have fumes? Or is everyone that surrounds you just has to be fumeless?
I am the Fuhrer of Fumes, meaning
the FOF. FOF.
Girls and guys, everyone included. I am like a dog, and I have the superpower where I can just sniff out fumes.
Yeah, because you told me before that I don't have fumes.
You have no fumes.
Because I'm German, and even though I got a big butt, I don't have fumes.
But it could be because of baby powder.
Yeah, because I baby powder my balls and dick, and I tell myself the reason why it hurts when I pee and why I have an itchy dick hole is because I get baby powder down my dick. But the truth is, it's chlamydia.
Wow, you can't speak.
It is what it is.
And you can't speak right now because you've had a lot of cups of coffee, and the last one was vegan.
I had a vegan cup of coffee that was poured out of the barista's organic butthole.
Now, this is what I want to know. What the fuck is vegan coffee?
Because I don't...
ISIS, can you fucking look that up? Because the bullshit has gotten to a level that I can't handle.
Yeah, Freddy Feta. It's a vegan... well, first of all, I had a vegan cupcake, which is probably still just loaded with sugar. Cuz, make no mistake, this morning I woke up, I had a toasted blueberry muff with butter, an English muff with organic peanut butter, and then a piece of pumpkin bread. And then I had a plate of tortellini.
Which I was with you for.
And a baby pizza, and now just a vegan cupcake. Cuz, we have to start going to the gym.
Cuz we're just going to drop, but make no mistake, I was hanging out on the island this weekend.
You were on the island?
I was on the island.
I was on the island with you.
I met you at the island. We went pumpkin picking.
Yeah, with Princess Delilah, yeah.
And your mom, Lynn, who told you that all these animals are here, and it's evidence that this is God's beautiful planet, which is true, cuz.
My mom saw a camel's hump, and she said, see, when I see an animal like that, I say the only person that could have created that is God. And that's what it is. She said, anyone who out there who thinks it's science, like, tell me how that camel's hump could possibly be there if there wasn't a God.
And we lost your mother for a couple seconds. I said, where's Lynn? And you said she probably went to church.
She probably went to church. And my mom, as you said this weekend, my mom had a great time on Long Island because she was out on Long Island and she was just around my white friends and she could just sit down and just take a little bit of a breath. That for once in my life, I'm not just around dancing, raging Puerto Ricans.
Give me another one just to clean the palate.
Yeah, obviously I'm kidding. I'm just joking, but I just was funny to say. But make no mistake, my mom does have a few brews. She used to have a few brews with my Aunt Eileen when I would say, Ma, I can't hang out right now. I'm going to Hot 97 Summer Jam.
Make no mistake. Let's just be crystal clear about one thing.
Yes.
Your mom does have to have an extra couple brews with Aunt Eileen for one reason and one reason only.
Why?
She enjoyed this weekend out on the island going pumpkin picking with you, Delilah, me, and my fiance.
Yeah.
But when we were finished, she was reminded that she did not achieve what she wanted for her son, which was for her son to marry a girl from Long Island and live in Hempstead.
That's what she wanted.
And it did not go that way, and she saw that you had interest going the other way towards Manhattan and not towards Long Island, which is a girl's from Ridgewood's dream for her child.
Yeah, I think what happened was unfortunately she was on the way home looking at Instagram to post a perfect picture of my daughter holding a pumpkin, and then my daughter's mom popped up on Instagram and she was reminded she does have a tattoo on her tit.
Make no mistake. Catholicism is a necessary part of Lynn's life.
It's a necessary...
Otherwise, she would get on the train in the morning and just scream, why is everybody on welfare?
Yeah, my mom has had a few brews, and unfortunately, the priests at the local parish do know a lot of my personal business because my mom, make no mistake, will have a fucking nice cold Sam Adams and then call Father Bill, the priest who molested me. Yeah. It's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah, but look, in order to raise a kid the way she did, she raised you so well.
I'm a good kid, right?
She's a good kid. I believe that Catholicism was necessary.
Yeah.
Because as a single mother,
yeah,
who was the bread earner for you and the family and the house and everything, she had to get up every day, go to work, and, you know, she had that mentality. She's a hard-working Germanic woman.
Yeah.
And
oh, well, she's Irish, though.
Irish as well.
Yeah.
She's Germanic and Irish, right?
Yeah.
So both, you know, and nobody knows how to put their heads down like the Irish and just pretend like everything's okay.
They're buried.
Nobody is better at the Irish and being like, their ass could be literally on fire, and they could be like, as long as I have faith in Jesus, everything, he will put out the fire.
Yeah.
So it's necessary in order to live that life day in and day out and go and provide for her family. She needs a loving Jesus.
Yeah.
Because she can't just come home and have you with your sweatpants around your ankles, your hair ungelled, looking Franks and Beans, jerking off to a VHS tape with the door open and be able to sanely say that he's going to make it okay.
Yeah. She needs a few brews and to go downstairs and talk to my Aunt Eileen when my Aunt Eileen tries to find out a way to straighten out her feet.
Because your Aunt Eileen feet, they do smell like cigarettes.
Yeah. She's great.
She's just going to smoke through emphysema.
Cuz we got to edit this out.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the picture that you have up, the picture that Zach Isis, a.k.a. Jihadi with a Body, has up today is two hyenas that just got into a fight, both disemboweled, both alive, walking around, or it appears to be walking around with a pieces of their stomach and organs popping out. Giannis, upon further review of the picture, looked at it and said he's not interested because it's clearly photoshopped. And my rebuttal to that is, who cares if it's photoshopped or not? It looks real, so therefore it is real.
No,
that's how I live my life.
That's how you live your life. But me, that's the whole point of why I love nature, because I love reality, because it's real.
Yeah. Can I have another water?
Yeah. So we did have a good time.
Camera got pulled. Hold on.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh boy.
What do you mean the camera got pulled?
What does that mean?
Well, we might as well just keep talking, because if we know Jihadi with a Body is not going to stop the recording, even though he said he did.
So we had a good time pumpkin picking. It was great.
We really did have a good time.
Yeah.
You ate 2 loaves of banana bread, which is a slight issue.
Fresh banana bread from the first of all, pumpkin picking. It's the first time I've gone pumpkin picking, and
it's the first time you went pumpkin picking.
Yes, I'm a straight man. I'm not you, Lucy.
I've been pumpkin picking multiple times.
Yeah, you do that for fun.
You didn't go pumpkin. Oh, sorry, you didn't go pumpkin picking
because you got feminine tastes.
It's
what it is.
You didn't go pumpkin picking with your retarded child care person who couldn't read or write.
No, who's that?
Your nanny.
No, she was retarded.
Because your parents were working to the bone.
Yeah, no, she was just a Greek woman who
was illiterate.
Illiterate, yeah.
Yeah, she never took you pumpkin picking.
She never took me pumpkin picking. But listen. I felt like it was a farce because they call it pumpkin picking. So I was expecting we were going to go cut them out of the vines at a farm that actually produces pumpkins. But instead, we went to a farm that doesn't produce pumpkins, and they just dump them on the floor. And pumpkin picking is you picking one up.
That's
and
what
then
it is.
Standing in line and paying for it.
It should be picking up. It should be called picking up pumpkins.
It should be calling driving out to a place to stand on line. To pay to go in, to pick up a pumpkin, and then stand on a line on the way out to have your pumpkin weighed and pay for it. The same exact thing you would do at a fucking Key Food, except a longer, more protracted process.
Yeah, and you dirty your sneakers in the process.
You dirty
pumpkin
your sneakers.
picking up.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called.
It should just be like, bend over and get this pumpkin. You want to go? You want to go bend over and get this pumpkin? That's what it is.
I went pumpkin picking once in California. I forgot what place it was, and you could shoot pumpkin.
Why? Why did you do that?
Because I was out in California.
Why?
And it was October.
You were by yourself? Seriously?
Was I by myself? No, I was not by myself.
Who were you with?
I went with my friends from home.
So you brought your boys from Ridgewood pumpkin picking?
Well, it wasn't pumpkin picking. You could shoot pumpkins out of a cannon.
Then you want to know why they call you a farmer.
You could shoot pumpkins out of a cannon. Yeah. You could shoot them out of a cannon. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because I am fucking enraged a little bit today.
Why?
I just have had too much cups of coffee, and I just am getting that urge to push people, and I have to suppress it.
Shall we tell the Chinese to stay inside?
No, how many degrees is it?
It's 55. They're safe.
Yeah, they're safe then. But when we were waiting online pumpkin picking, and the sun hit up, and it went close to 75, I took off my jacket, and Delilah was running around acting crazy, and I looked at you in the eyes, and I said, Yanni, the Chinese are about to not be safe.
Because just the same way that you say I look drastically different with facial hair or not, maybe we get along so well because I've noticed the same thing with you, which is when you gel your hair, you are like a Viking god. Your face is like a woman's wet dream.
Yeah.
And then when you don't gel your hair, when your hair is ungelled and you walk around, especially when you're wearing Yankee paraphernalia or a Giants jacket, you look retarded. You look like a retarded kid, like an actual handicapped kid.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about your early onset because we're 11 minutes into the podcast and you just said that 8 minutes ago.
No, I didn't. I didn't finish it. See, that's how good I am.
Okay.
That's how jacked up on cough you are, is we got sidetracked and I brought it back.
Yeah.
I'm right, Jihadi with a body? Yeah.
Because, make no mistake, I got a hot water pipe in my shower, in my bathroom, and it gets really hot. And make no mistake, 2 days ago, I got out of the shower and I backed up into the water pipe. I accidentally was scalding on, and make no mistake, it burnt a wart off my ass cheek. And today, a wart fell off my ass cheek because of the hot water pipe.
You have good luck.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, you have no insecurities about anything really, but I have realized the one thing that you do try to cover up
is my butt.
Is how wide your butt is. Now the problem is you have a spongy butt.
Yeah.
Like it is meaty, but it's not abnormally meaty. Like it's not it's a big butt. It's a big butt, but the thing,
it's wide, thick legs.
It's the wideness of the legs. Your legs are so wide, and you're so wide as a human that it makes your butt look bigger. You do have wide hips. It's actually, I've never really looked at it before, but it looks incongruent to how handsome you are, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, because you're
destined to look like Fred Flintstone in 12 years.
But you told me you don't notice it in clothing.
In clothing, you don't notice it.
So when do you notice it?
When you're butt naked and you're running around screaming "La Puss"?
yeah. Because, make no mistake, I'm in my early 30s and I still put my dick back and yell out "La Puss" and laugh.
Because our personalities, especially yours, is probably the way Huns were. Because they used to...
Attilla the Hun.
Today we're talking about Attilla Hun.
Attilla the Hun is what we will talk about. It's a good segue by Yanni.
And the Hunnic Empire, because what they used to do Are you ready for wild today, Zach?
Zach, are you ready to get fucking... Zach's wearing a Fat Farm shirt!
Is Zach wearing a Fat Farm shirt?
Zach's wearing a Fat Farm shirt. Zach,
right.
take off your fucking shirt.
No, we're going to say this right now. Listen,
Yeah.
we appreciate all you Patreon members of the matriarchy, but make no mistake.
No mistake.
We need the Patreon to keep growing because we never want to see Zach wear a Fat Farm sweatshirt again.
Yeah.
微上吸引。
How many patrons are we at right now?
We're at 264.
264. We could get to 300 patrons. We will burn Zach's Fat Farm shirt live on camera.
If we get to 300 patrons, we will burn it and we will buy him a Lacoste
Yeah.
sweatshirt so he could be a little less Queens and a little more
Yes! So 300 patrons, we burn it. 1,000 patrons, we burn Zach's Fat Farm shirt with Zach in it. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the hike.
So we're about
That's
to...
how the Huns were.
Yeah, I mean, the Huns, we keep doing episodes about how people were wild. That's what we keep finding. Make no mistake, history and nature are wild. And if you look into history, a lot of times in history, when you're learning in school, they kind of sugarcoat some of the darker aspects because it's school and your
Right.
children and there's PTA meetings and stuff. But if you really talk about what the Huns did, they murdered, pillaged, and went fucking wild.
Yes.
And they started the journey to being a Hun. And the Huns were they were a tribe. They were a tribe, right? That ended up existing probably around the Ukraine,
Hungary, and Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, Hungary, and the Ukraine. Little bit
Outside of the
Serbia.
Roman Empire. They were barbarians.
Barbarians outside the Roman-
of the confines of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, and they were a wild fucking bunch. And this is how they distinguished themselves from other tribes. They descended from Mongols, Asians. They were Asiatic. They probably mixed with some Slavs, maybe a little Germanics.
Yeah.
Who knows? The tribe got a little multi-ethnic. But the one thing that was consistent about the Huns was
they had little dicks?
They had little pieces.
No,
That's
they
why
had
they
probably had big pieces.
They had big pieces. Because little pieces are nice kids. We've decided our parents are nice kids because they just got small penises.
Yeah, unfortunately, my dad's dick looks like a belly button.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy.
But what they would do, and this is not an exaggeration, is when they would have children, and some African tribes do this as well, and you can see pictures of it, the African tribes, and evidence of it. But when the child's head is still malleable, it's still soft as an infant, they
Yeah.
would wrap it really tightly, in an effort to force it to shape like a cone
Yes.
and permanently form like a cone.
Yeah.
So, Zach, you could actually pull up a picture
Of what this used to
what
look like.
what it used to look like. So they started to look like these Asiatic people with these cone heads, these long heads, and they would also cut their faces. They would cut their faces and burn it with iron, so facial hair would never grow.
As an infant.
As an infant. So you just grow up looking and knowing that you are going to be a warrior and kill.
That's what it is. And I wonder if that's still I wonder if that's the reason still to this day why Chinese men grow facial hair in patches. Do you think that could be it?
It could be it.
I'm not even trying to be funny because it is. They do grow patchy facial hair.
They do.
Asian men do.
They do.
And patchy leg hair. So maybe it's got something to do with that. I don't know.
There, Zach's pulling up. Those are some skulls that they found in Hungary.
Yeah.
That is what
Hungary.
the cranial Hungary. What I say, Hungary? Yeah.
Yeah.
In Hungary, and that is what the cranial deformation that they force looks like. Look at
Yeah.
that. So that is actually that is the result of squeezing a child's head until it forms like that. So it stays that way.
It's what it is because
is
early
wild.
on when you're a baby, they're called fontanelles, and it's just not. It's like very light. If you ever glued a construction project, if you lay it down, how that glue is not dry. That's basically how your skull is for about 2 years, and when you can deform it to whatever you want early on. But also make no mistake, I am almost betting I would be willing to bet the entire sum of the Patreon money that it caused a lot of brain damage and retardation in young Hunnish children.
It also probably made them a little crazy, and that's why they went wild.
Sure, just like the Nazis were given crystal meth
Yeah.
to go wild, I bet you these kids, because of their deformities, went wild for that.
Now, Attila the Hun was the leader of the Huns, and he was an extremely efficient,
Yeah.
successful, and ruthless leader of the Huns.
Now, we say Attila the Hun. We're calling him Attila the Hun because that's the names the Romans gave him. Nobody knows what his real name is. His real name could have been Wing Shunxian.
It could have been.
His real name actually...
Yeah.
This is Attila the Hun's real name.
Yeah.
Wing.
Wei Song Xian.
That could be his real fucking name.
Yeah.
Or his name could just be Barry.
Yeah, it could be.
And Barry's just not that crazy enough.
Yeah.
Because make no mistake, the Italians, the Roman kids were petrified of Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
The other Germanic tribes were petrified of Attila the Hun because what he was really good at and what made him so genius in a lot of ways was psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Much like the Nazis, when you look back in history, much like the Mongolians.
Like the terrorists today, ISIS.
Much like the terrorists
Zach's
today.
people.
Yeah, Zach's people. It's psychological warfare. They just get you. They do ruthless shit in order to cause division and fear and just to get you fantasizing about the horrible things that'll happen.
Yes.
So it's a fucking wild tale we're about to tell, and it starts with the children getting their heads squeezed from birth to become fucking monsters that are going to rape and pillage.
So Attila the Hun, much like Hyenas, was born to a life of privilege. So Attila the Hun, if he was alive today, would have went to a Quaker fucking school because both his parents were royalty, and he would have fucking wound up Attila the Hun. If Attila was alive today, he would do exactly what Hyenas did. Born to a life of privilege, go to fucking Quaker school, meet up with, kids who were into rap music and who would eventually own clubs, and then just get shot in the fucking leg because he was with the fucking hanging out with idiots.
It's amazing. Much like the what was the guy? I'm just what's the name of the chieftain that united the clans that defended Magna Germania against the Romans? Much like him, who was brought up Roman and was a part of the Roman military. Attila the Hun had a lot of Roman tastes, a lot of Roman smarts. He had a bathhouse in his past in one of his cribs or whatever.
Because he was like you. You got a lot of creative taste.
He was he knew the Roman shit, but he lived outside of Rome and led these fucking wild tribes.
Make no mistake.
Yeah.
If this was ancient times, you would 100% be a ruler, but you got a fucking mean streak.
Yeah.
And Attila the Hun, make no mistake, he was impaling deserters from his army. He would put a spike through their butt and let them die over the course of 2 days. You would do that. You kind of do that through words on Facebook.
Yeah.
Today, you try to impale people on Facebook and you make wild fucking cucked out posts. It's just the same weapons you can't do what Attila the Hun did, but if you could have back then, it's what you would have done. Unfortunately, you are Attila the Hun.
What was his name again, the general?
I'm trying to find it.
The one who united?
We did a whole episode about it. We did a whole fucking episode. He was the chieftain who united.
Not Vercingetorix.
United the.
Yeah, that's the one I got. Vercingetorix.
No, he united.
Vercingetorix united the Gauls.
No, this guy united the tribes in Magna Germania and fended off the Romans.
And was he
Armenia or something? Arminius? It was Arminius. Just look up the name Arminius. I'm pretty sure it's Arminius.
We didn't talk about Arminius.
We did extensively.
Not Arminius.
I'm not the one with Alzheimer's, and I'm older than you.
Arminius was a chieftain of the Germanic Jerusalem. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about Arminius on the pod, did
Chris.
we, Zach?
Chris, you live your life like an explosion. Just
do you remember?
Yeah, we did extensively. Not even a little bit,
during
a lot.
The German, we did a whole episode.
Yeah, he's the one.
No, I know in German tribes, but when did we talk about Arminius?
When we're talking about the German tribes,
German.
he's even like the Nazis even celebrated him. Like even before the Nazis, when Germany formed as a country, he was celebrated as one who united the Germanic people. Because what he did was, remember, he was the Roman soldier who turned on Roman and then from the inside fucking joined the tribes and killed the Romans and pushed them out.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, because you live your life like a fucking explosion.
Yeah. An explosion of no fumes.
Like your past is just all dust because you just kick up so much chaos that you don't even remember what's going on.
Well, we were saying in the car before that a lot of people don't think about balance in their life.
No.
And a lot of people just...
This is a great point. This is actually a point that you had me thinking about for like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
So say it right now.
Okay.
But then I got to remember where I was because we get sidetracked. But this is really good.
So a lot of people, I think, reactive, and they just will do something and say something about someone like a friend of theirs because he or she made one gave them one critical piece of advice or told them one thing that they, don't agree with, and then they just want to throw that person out of their life. A lot of people don't think about, you have to weigh the balance of a friend, how much positive they bring to you versus how much negative. Everybody will have disagreements with their friends and family once in a while, but you have to think overall how positive this person is or isn't in my life. And I always try to think about that. And I always try to think about, is this person, I always give people benefit of the doubt, and I always let a lot of things slide because I think about, if this person's very positive in my life, then I just understand that not everything's going to be fucking roses every day. So you just have to think about it that way. But if it's overwhelmingly negative, then I like to just give them one last tongue lashing and then throw them out of my life forever. Bye.
I think I can describe it even a little better, even though you're the one who said it.
Go ahead.
I think what you meant to say, you meant to say what you said, but I think the thing that was most interesting to me is that people are we're so narcissistic.
Yes.
It's everyone is. It's the flaw. It's our childhood ego.
You have to do it.
That's where narcissism comes from. So we expect people to be perfect.
Right.
But that really means we want them to serve us.
Right.
It's like you need to be perfect for me.
Right.
But the point is, as an adult, above your narcissism, which is what an adult ego is, you realize nobody is perfect, and it's unrealistic to assume somebody's perfect.
Yes.
So like Chris said, if someone does a lot of great things for you, right? Just because they may be wrong about one thing or say something wrong or make a mistake, you have to be loyal to that person.
Yes.
If the good that they've done in your life greatly outweighs a mistake here and there. You can't expect people to be perfect. Only a child expects someone to be perfect.
Right.
Because the child wants me. So that when the child finds out, hey, daddy's not perfect, he cries and rebels because your daddy's like a god. But an adult realizes there is no God. And it's just people, and we're all
And my
flawed.
mother just turned off the podcast.
No.
Fumes. And do you know how I learned that real quick, cuz?
Yeah.
Because there were multiple people that I helped early on in their careers.
You got stepped on bad.
I helped them, and then they turned around, and when things weren't convenient for them with me in their life, they stepped on me, and not that I ever needed the credit, but decided to forget how much I helped them. And I just learned a valuable lesson, where, listen, if somebody helps you big time, it's not, you can't just let them roll all over you, but you have to give people passes on things. You have to.
The adult realizes that the life operates a little bit more in the gray zone.
Yeah.
You can't expect things to be perfect.
Yeah, and
that's why when the political conversation now has become about two sides that are expecting utopian notions, perfection. There's no spirit of compromise here.
Yeah.
And you're both full of shit. You're both disconnected from reality.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the far right and the far left.
Yes.
You guys are reactionary, utopian, and full of shit and hypocritical.
Yeah, a little thing that I do to help me just not that it's not a foolproof way, but it's just my own thing, and I just feel like it's probably, for me at least, right, because this kinds of people. I do my thing on Instagram, Anxiety Tuesdays, and I always on purpose put it out on a day other than a Tuesday. And I wait to see how many people just comment, oh, it's actually Wednesday, bro, or it's Wednesday. And then I take a look at those people's profiles just real quickly, and I just remember them, mental note, because I'm like, if you're going to write it's Wednesday and need to correct the day of the week for that, you're probably a very selfish, immature, self-consumed person that I just am going to stay away from.
Okay, that's a little extreme, I feel like.
No, it's not extreme because it's just...
some of them are just having fun, maybe a little bit.
Well, no, but I know the ones are having fun.
Now we know who's going to be the leader. Who? You're saying it's me, but listen, I don't do well in the cold.
Yeah, that's
These
true.
people used to live outside.
Yeah.
You love the cold.
Yeah.
And you pretend to be a nice guy, but an axe can't even get through that head. You're only a nice guy because there's other people cooking your peats.
Yeah.
And things are happy for you, and you can just be a gay, happy kid.
Yeah.
But if your genes were in another time...
Yeah.
And somebody could not bring you ravioli pizza when you wanted it?
Yeah!
You are going to impale people.
Back in the day...
Because you're going to wipe out whole Chinese tribes.
And make no mistake, I would have, because I don't eat meat or chicken, so you would have to go find me salmon. And it's just what it is. I would need salmon and pizza, and if you can't find it, you're going to die.
Here's the funny thing about Chris, is that he thinks he's being healthy because he doesn't eat meat. So he'll have a piece of salmon, and then he'll go have 3 pieces of chocolate cake.
No, I don't think I'm being healthy by not eating chicken or
Yeah, you used to eat a lot of meat until that one doctor told you people eat too much meat.
Well, no.
But he also told you stop eating sugar because you had pre-diabetes.
Yeah.
You ignored that, but you
Yeah.
stopped eating chicken.
Well,
So
no,
you didn't solve your problem.
I don't do it for I don't eat chicken or red meat because it hurts it hurts my stomach.
Oh.
I just have a stomach issue. So it was really my GI doctor that said stop eating it and it'll help with your stomach pain, and it has. And guess who's another cutie who didn't eat chicken or steak?
Ew.
Adolf Hitler.
Way song Shane.
He was a vegetarian, right?
He was a vegetarian kid.
Yeah, he was. He
Because
was.
the same reason chicken and meat hurt his stomach.
Now,
Obviously, I don't mean Adolf was a cute kid. It was just a joke. I'm not pro-Hitler. I think what he did was disgusting. I'm not pro-Nazi. I think what they do was disgusting. I just happened to look like them and thought their uniforms were cute. Bye.
here's what I realized when we were researching the Huns.
Yeah.
Back then, people were just closer to nature.
Yes.
So they acted closer to what animals act like because nature is brutal. Nature is amoral, and it's about survival.
Right.
I hate to tell you, there is no God in nature. There is no God in nature.
Yeah, look at the picture we're looking at right now, whether it's photoshopped or not. A hyena somewhere in the world right now, or an animal somewhere in the world right now, is laying disemboweled on the floor, being eaten alive by other animals.
And that is the norm.
That's what's happening.
That's the norm.
Yeah.
That is not the exception. That's not a rogue hyena. That is the norm. That is the norm of nature.
Yeah.
Predator eats prey, predator and prey, and it's vicious, and there's no morality. Morality is invented by humanity because we have imagination and we requested order for ourselves.
And make no mistake, you had brought this up, and I thought about it. If there is a God, or whoever the simulators are, whoever created this thing, is a little bit sadistic, unless there's some deeper meaning that we just don't understand yet, because they put the protein that animals need to survive inside of other animals, so they have to kill them and eat them and go through carnage, and horrifying things need to happen to them so another animal can live. If they was a nicer person, they could have just put the protein in the air, and then we could have just breathed in the protein that we need to survive. But it's in the meat because, make no mistake, whoever created us was kind of a dick.
Yeah, I mean,
Or just likes to fucking laugh. You know?
don't want us to. We have survived. When people say don't eat meat, it's like you don't understand how humanity has survived. We have survived by imitating the animals.
Sure.
The way we survived in the cold is by looking at how animals survive in the cold.
Flying birds.
Yeah, we looked at an animal and said, oh, this animal has a big fur coat. So how we're going to survive in the cold? We're going to kill that animal and steal his fur coat so
That's
we can
how people would survive for years.
survive.
Yeah.
So we survive by imitating the animals. To say not to eat meat is highly naive. Now, I get it, you're against factory farming. I am too. But the protein that we need to survive is in the flesh of animals. And that's why animals eat other animals. So in nature, there is no God. Now, that doesn't mean there is no God. Maybe we needed to evolve into humanity to have the imagination to be able to discern God. But in the state of nature, God plays no part. Luck sometimes plays a part, but mostly it's pure meritocracy. It's this animal's faster and better on this day, and he catches you. There's a little luck playing, like, oh, maybe there was a rock that made the impala slip, and then the lion catches it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the best lion hunters become the highest rank lions, and they run the pride. And if he takes over another pride and there's a man that has babies, what does he do? He kills those babiys.
He eats them.
He doesn't even eat them. He mauls them and throws them out.
It's what it is. Okay,
It's what it is.
What it is. Watch Planet Earth 1 or Planet Earth 2, and you really see the game of nature in fucking HD right in front of you, because every animal is born with a certain advantage and disadvantage, and there's another animal born with just the opposite. What the animal's disadvantage is the other one's advantage, and vice versa, and it's how the game is fucking played, won, and lost, and it's fucking wild.
What you just said is very true, and it is absolutely fascinating. And if you haven't really focused on that when you watch nature documentaries and stuff, start to, because it's amazing. Because what Chris said is so true.
Yeah.
It's like the cheetah's fast, but he's not strong. It's like and that's what makes hyenas are just wild.
Yeah. Hyenas run around on broken legs.
Yeah, you can't. They're not fast. The thing that they have is the strong. I think they actually. Can you look this up? They have pound for pound the strongest bite of any mammal, I believe.
Yes.
And that's, I believe, their strength. But to get to you is like they basically steal. They're by any means necessary type of animal.
Yeah.
Whereas
where they need to be because they
Yeah.
can't really track things down.
Yeah, they don't coordinate like the wolves do. Although they are smart and they hunt.
And that's why they mainly steal kills. They make you do it and they steal it.
They steal because they're smart and smart in a fucking conniving way.
Yeah.
Be honest with you. But my point is, people back then were really close to nature. It was actually like when you watch Game of Thrones. I'm waiting.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you found
that's right.
something.
Yeah. The hyenas have a stronger bite force than any other mammal.
Wow. Look at it. So yeah, my hyena. The hyena facts are strong with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine getting a blowy from a hyena.
Wow.
Not cute.
Not cute. Brutes.
Ow, brutes.
So, since people like Chris has pointed out before in the podcast, which is very fascinating, and it really hit me today, people didn't really move around back then. To be able to travel 10 miles or 20 miles or 100 miles took a lot. You not only just because things were slower and you were going by horseback, but you had to worry about food and supplies and water and things like that. So people basically stayed in their areas. And so the people were really different and very different looking. So it was kind of like Game of Thrones and all these science fiction shows in the way that certain people evolved, just like animals, to look very different than other people.
Yeah.
Because they only bred with those people.
Sure.
So they were shorter people, taller people, fatter people. And the Huns were a type that what I'm saying is all the tribes look very different.
Yes.
It's not like today where we still have these differences, but they're starting to bleed together. Like ISIS's parents is one's Palestinian, the other one's Puerto Rican. You're a little bit Irish, a little bit, back then it was like you were an Anglo or you were a Saxon.
What it was.
Or you were a Greek or you were an Assyrian or you were a Sumerian. Or you were a sub-Saharan African, or you were Chinese in that area, whatever, the Zing dynasty. And you looked and acted very different, and genetically, you were very different.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of breeding between them going on. So it was like these Huns, can you imagine the terror that they instilled when they showed up at the walls of your city in places like Nisus, which we're about to talk about, which is in modern-day Serbia, or Constantinople. You saw...
Which is modern-day Istanbul.
Yeah! You saw 30,000 strange-looking hominoids.
Yeah, you saw weirdo fucking Asian-looking with fucking with yeah. Kidding.
Yeah.
With wild shaped fucking Dan Aykroyd cone heads.
Yes.
Running at your fucking town
On horseback.
Tell about how crazy it was with horses.
Yeah. So, but imagine that. Imagine, you know how when you're a little kid, Bert from Bert and Ernie scares you, just a scary. Bert used to scare the shit out of me. Imagine like 30,000 Bert puppets.
Because we're modern day Bert and Ernie.
We are modern day Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
But imagine Bert's, because their heads were long like Bert.
Yeah.
With scars on their face so no facial hair can grow. They had these slits. Now the slits, they look like, what would it look? It looks like a George Foreman grill
Like
on each
gills
one
of
of your
a fish.
Gills on a fish on your cheeks, and it was like burned into their face. And these guys had the look in their face because they were all brain damaged from the way their heads were shaped. All they knew was murder.
That's it.
They didn't even feel danger. These people they lived outside. The Huns, they had these women in these mobile wagons, which we'll put up on our Patreon, what their wagons look like. Not like a modern wagon you would see in, the West in America.
It looked like a moving like Hershey Kiss or something.
It did. And the women would just raise the kids to puberty in those small little wagons, and they would never settle. They were a nomadic people, the Huns. They didn't have a home. So if you were born in one, you had no idea where you were born or how old you were.
You weren't born you were just born on like one piece of a plane and then you moved because the Hungarian plains was like, I think it was like 3,000 circular miles of just grassland. That's where the horses lived and ate. Because you could, in the Hun Empire, you were, even the shoes you wore, you could barely walk in because they were only designed to attach into a saddle.
Yeah. Here's the crazy thing about the Huns. This is maybe my favorite episode, and this blew my head the most.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying,
and you got a little fucking head.
I do have a peanut head, which means there's some reason for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a Hun at some point.
Because, make no mistake, a Hun would have fucking saw your little peanut head, laughed at it, cut it off, and then stuck it in a cannon and shot it into the enemy's wall.
Yeah, I mean, people back then just evolved. They just were a different breed, closer to the animals. The strength of these people, they were shorter. But to be able to lift a sword, shoot arrows on the horse, the mobility you had to have on a horse to be able to shoot 360 degrees with a bow and arrow on your horse. These kids who were Huns, they survived so hard. It was like, if you were weak and couldn't ride horseback, it wasn't like you wouldn't be an effective Hun. They would just kill you.
That's what it was.
The Huns, they even were described by Roman historians as being bow-legged, because I bet you in a lot of ways they were riding horseback for so long from when they were little that they actually all developed a little bow leg to fit on the horse. Huns and horses, the reason why they were so successful is because of they were attached to their fucking horse, and they came up with these special saddles that were like, had a little more support in the front and the back, which allowed them to be able to turn 360 degrees.
Which is nuts.
It's
like a modern, it was the equivalent of having like, of everybody else being in like, little fucking Hummers with, your little bullshit guns versus that's like a modern day tank.
Yeah.
What they were to be able to fire 360 degrees back then was such an advantage. It was crazy. I mean, there was one story where the Roman army got completely obliterated and went back to Rome and said, oh, they had 500,000 men. But the truth was they only had 30,000 men, and the Huns were actually outnumbered 4-1. But because they were basically sewn into their horses, firing arrows 360 degrees, that they just massacred a Roman army, that they had to come back. The Romans had to come back to save face and just fucking lie.
They lied about
just
what
like
happened.
Dr. Christy Ford. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking.
They know.
I believe her. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, believe all women.
Yeah.
No matter what they say.
Yeah.
So basically, the way your imagination can wrap your head around this, the way to really grok it, is the way...
You just said grok it, you dumb shit.
The way to grok. Grok's a good word.
Grok is a good word. But you see what I just did there? You just like calling, like I did that as a joke, but people do that seriously just to... a need to correct.
Yeah.
And all I see when someone like that does that has to correct anyone, unless it's a critical thing we're talking about. Someone's giving you some type of advice that's going to critically injure you or really disable you or set you back. There's no reason, like you just said, grok, and I did that to prove a point. If I was the kind of guy who really had to correct you, it's because I'm an insecure, weak little bitch of a fucking person. And those people out there who do that, they just make these little fucking corrections. It's like, listen, fag.
Yeah, here we go. Here we
just,
go.
It's like, just fucking listen.
Put the pipe down, Chrissy.
You insecure little fuck.
Yeah.
So what? If I said one thing wrong or posted one thing wrong, or it doesn't, for the reason for you to correct is not for me. Yeah. It's for you. And that's what fucking bothers me to my core is how many self-interested, fat, fucking selfish fucks there are in this fucking world that you see constantly. And I'm fucking not the brightest or best or smartest guy by any means, but I will tell you one fucking thing, cuz.
Crystal clear with us.
Crystal fucking clear. I was born with 2 feet in Brooklyn. Some may say Queens, but I say Brooklyn, New York. And I fucking check myself every fucking day, and you will not ever, or very rarely, ever catch me. You will very rarely catch me doing something that is not coming from a place of strength.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come from a place of strength, and I'm thinking about coming from a place of strength because these people just go fucking unchecked.
Yeah.
They just go unfucking checked. If you're the kind of guy or girl and you're older and you feel like you need to correct everybody and you need to call on someone and talk to someone about your problems for 3 hours, You're just self-interested, narcissistic, weak, and insecure, and you need to fucking fix it.
Wow, this has been brought by Steel Pipe
Chrissy D! Yeah!
We need a fucking Steel Pipe Chrissy D. We need a song. Raphael DeLuca,
You're on it.
I'm just ordering one now.
Yeah.
I'm ordering one on the podcast. Raphael, go make a Steel Pipe Chrissy D theme song, because Chris D just went wild and showed you people why. If he was to exist in history, he would be Attila the Hun, and I would be his bitch, because I would have corrected him, and I would have been impaled on a mountaintop.
Yeah, I would have made you a little fucking eunuch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have loved it. You would have been like, cut those balls off, Chris.
Yeah. Because I think you would have been a really mean leader, because you
Yeah.
pretend to be a good guy, but
But what I just said, am I wrong?
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know if you're right, but you're not wrong.
I get fired up.
You got fired up.
I just get fucking mad when people just don't.
You're cutting a wrestling promo now.
Yeah, because I just get fucking mad at people when you have to figure it out. Life is difficult.
Yeah, but-
life is not easy.
No, it's not.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and by no means am I saying I'm better or worse than you, but I figure it out. It ain't easy, kid.
Wow, it's German. This
It
kid
ain't
is,
easy.
This kid's a German.
Everybody wants it to be easy. There's no shortcuts
No.
in life.
No.
Once you'll understand one thing about life and one thing only when you understand what I'm about to say, life isn't fair.
Yeah,
Stop
it's-
trying to make it fair. It is not fair.
Yeah, you heard it.
It has never been fair. The rules of the game are as follows.
Yeah.
It is not fair. It is about nepotism. The most talented will not always make it.
Yeah.
You may not get what you want in life. That is okay.
Yeah.
All you need to do is get up every single fucking day.
Yeah.
And try to work a little bit harder, but even more important than that, a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you fucks,
Oh, boy.
a lot of you fucks
Oh, shit.
think you're working hard,
Yeah.
but you're not. You're
Yeah.
working dumb.
Yeah.
You're just working like a fucking idiot. And
Yeah.
it is not my responsibility to take care of you
Yeah.
if you haven't put in the work yourself. Because guess what? I sacrificed my 20s to get a doctorate in physical therapy to set up my life.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're not paying my rent. I'm paying yours.
Wow.
It is what it is.
Wow, you have no sympathy today.
Yeah, I just had too much coffee, and I just had too much coffee, and I've been watching that show, Man in the High Castle,
Yeah.
where the Japanese and Nazi hike won America, and I get fired up.
Yeah, cuz
What I just said maybe is a little overboard, but it's not a lie.
no, I think what you're saying was fun to listen to.
Yeah,
I think I'll say that. I think there's a lot of truth in it, but I think it's ironic in that you're issuing an edict when the edict is started with understand that there's a gray zone.
yeah,
Where what you're saying is there is no gray zone. It is this way.
yeah.
But that's what it's like to be human, and that's why it's comical to be us.
That's why it's common to be us, and that's why one thing I do understand that we're just walking bags of chemicals, love, pain,
Yeah.
what you're feeling, it's emotions. How many times do people change their opinion? I mean, Mayor Bloomberg's a fucking Democrat now.
Yeah.
You know, because he
Yeah.
wants to win an office. So things just change. So just go day by day. Don't worry. People get self-consumed with the worry. Do not worry. Stay in the present.
Well, one of my favorite philosophers is Plato, and he said there was two realms, you know? You got the Platonic realm, and then you got, obviously, the realm that we occupy, right? The Platonic realm is perfect. You can, you can mathematically predict the perfect circle. You can have perfect ideals. But even mathematically, in the realm that we occupy, a perfect circle does not exist mathematically. You cannot create a perfect circle because of whatever these rules of nature are, whether they were created by simulators or God or the Big Bang or whatever you want to call it. For some reason, in reality, you cannot achieve a perfect circle. But the idea of a perfect circle exists. So it's wild. So what you were talking about, I think, is sort of a no-nonsense approach to the rules of this realm.
Yeah.
In your dictatorship.
Yeah.
In your kingdom.
Yeah.
You're saying, don't talk to me about your problems because I was brought up in Ridgewood, Queens, and I had to figure it out with my 2 deformed feet in Ridgewood.
No, it's not even that. Even when somebody says, "Oh, so and so had to learn that," I had to learn it this way, or I had to go through this, so now you do too. It's like, shut the fuck up. You have to go through it because you have to go through it. Something that I went through that was difficult, I would never make someone underneath me go through that if I could help them, if I had found a better way. But there's these people like, nope, I had to do it, now you have to do it. It's like, yeah, just shut up with your self-consumed narcissistic bullshit. Okay, it's not about
What are you referring to specifically?
Like,
give me an example. Because I believe there are some certain universal things in the human condition that if someone who went through it one way, I think it would be accurate for them to say this is what the route is because it's one of the universal pathways.
Well, no. Like schooling, it's like, listen.
I'm not saying schooling. I'm just saying lessons. I think there's some
I don't have a good
universal
example now, but somebody had said something the other day where I was listening to them in conversation. I'm just forgetting. And they said, well, I did it that way. Now you have to do it. And it was just like, yeah, dude, like they don't have to do it that way anymore. I forgot what it is. I just think a lot of people are just very self-consumed with themselves, and they don't ever really unplug and think about the other person. And I don't think they put themselves in other people's shoes enough. And I do too, and sometimes it causes me to put my feelings and pain and emotions in second place. But I think overall, I feel like a better human being thinking about others. And when I get really rowdy like this, I'm just going to say it accurately, and it's probably just what it is. I just want to suck a dick. That's just what I want to do. So when I get like that, it's just what it is. I just think about men.
So there we have it. That was just one huge road to Chris wants dicks.
Yes.
That was just the way he came out.
Yeah, that's just the way he came out. It was just a long, he put up all these defenses, and they just said, you know what? This is all just a distraction from me just wanting some sweet cock.
But it was entertaining, I hope.
It was. Look, in the ancient world, you would have fared very well. Here's the thing. This is why you're so successful in this world in 2018, I believe. Because you come from such a different era of wild. Because back then, you just would have been a normal kid.
Yeah.
You would have been a normal Hun.
Yeah.
They would have been like, what is Chris doing? I'd be like, he's running around with his dick between his legs, banging toots, eating ravioli Pete's, drinking 10 cups of coffee. He's rotating a couple of kids on his fingers. I don't know what Chrissy D's doing. And they're going, oh, that's just another day being a Hun.
Yeah.
So today people think they look at you and they say, this kid just must be magical. The way Native Americans probably looked at the Europeans when they first saw them. Like, these must be gods.
Yeah.
Because real humans don't act like this.
Yeah.
Because you are from another era. Even your head suggests that you come from another era. Are you a time traveler?
Yes. I think I am.
I think you are, cuz you got a big fucking head. I don't even think an axe could penetrate that
head. And I got a wide body.
And why are you scared of ghosts?
Cuz, make no mistake, I've been in my new place 2 months, so that's about 60 days. I would say, honestly, 51 days at about between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning, I have darted out into the middle of my living room looking for a spirit because I heard a noise.
This episode is going to come off very coked up. We sound coked up.
Because Attilla the Hun got us pumped.
We got us pumped, and the coffee got us pumped. It really did.
Vegan coffee really does the track.
Yeah, it really did. So
I cut you off. Now, what the fuck were we talking about with Attilla the Hun?
It was a fun ride you took us on.
I'm sorry to the groups that I just fucking went nuts. I don't know where that came from, but I apologize.
I don't know where it came from either, but it was exciting, and it was definitely Steel Pipe Chrissy. It's in there.
Yeah.
I think you just exercised some demons. You got some things off your chest because everyone's human and you are a very tolerant person. Mm-hmm. You're very tolerant with people's insecurities, people's stupidities, people's redundancies.
I don't feel the need to correct someone all the time. I just feel like unless it's going to really damage, like there's been times at the Comedy Cellar where people...
Well, part of that is just because you don't care.
I just don't care.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a virtue necessarily. Well, I think it's just the way you're built. You just don't care.
I've asked you about this multiple times since, for the years we've been hanging out. I said, the fact that I don't care about anything, is that a problem? I've been concerned about it.
Yeah.
Because I just don't care. If it's not something to do with my daughter's health or something that's going to, help her life, I just don't really care about anything. Even sports, I like to watch it, but I don't fucking care. I don't really care.
I don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
I don't think it's a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you just have your priorities right. You just know that ultimately it matters, but not to the level where you'd lose your mind over it. Like, you know, and it's a healthier way to go about it. Like when the Yankees lost in the playoffs, I felt hurt for about 12 hours. Like,
Yeah, see,
you just went on with your life.
I just went on. I mean, look, I'm not. I mean, I wish they would have won, but I
What you're
just don't
basically
care.
asking, are you really sos, is what you want to know.
Yeah, because there's times where I feel like I should really care now, and I don't care.
You're going to have to talk to a therapist about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think
What
he's
is-
sos?
I'm looking up like, are you sociopath test
Yeah,
to find out.
let's find out what he is. Because he's definitely got a head from another era.
Yeah.
I just think you're a little...
Because your white
wired
t-shirt is
to be
funny.
It's small.
It's small. You look like you're the streetcar named Desire.
My body,
but
you have
the
to
Franks
admit,
and Beans version.
my body went from like being cute to brutes in a couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, you had Anthony Esposito, the owner of Badass Academy in Bay Ridge, which, guys, go check out Badass Academy. It's a great fucking gym. You'll get fucking shredded in there. You're the owner of Badass, who's a great guy, saying about 6 months ago, he's like, yo, Giannis is looking jacked. To now, he said, get roly-ass Giannis in here.
Yeah, I mean, if I ripped my bicep muscle,
Yeah.
and then it kind of went to shit from there.
Because you're just, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
you're just put together.
I'm a cute kid, no? I want to take this time right now, right in the middle. We owe it. We love you guys like a family. We love you guys following us. We love you guys. Most importantly, the thing that we love the most and we want to thank you the most for is for posting on your Instagrams and the stories and on your pages screenshots of the Bay Ridge Boys episodes, of the History Hyenas episodes, and recommending it to friends, because that's what it's going to take. You guys are our marketing department. So, that being said, we have been remiss, greatly remiss, in not mentioning Leslie McAnally. Leslie
Thank you.
McAnally.
Yeah.
Leslie McAnally. Let's just tell the people what she did. She was in Africa, and she brought us back a couple of fucking cute hyena.
Wooden hyenas. She gave us two. One for me, one for you, and I gave one to my daughter. And make no mistake, Leslie, I'll have you know, it is my daughter's favorite toy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were hand-carved wooden hyenas.
Yes.
And the keychains have our names in them.
Yeah, it was the nicest. It was such a nice thing Leslie did for us, and
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Leslie, we appreciate it very much, and we apologize that it took us. We've been so wild. We are the History Hyenas for a reason.
Make no mistake, we are.
So what you learn from this is that, guys, if we messed up and didn't read your name, or if we missed, that doesn't mean we're going to miss forever. We will get to it.
Well, just because it's good timing, can we read out the newest members of the matriarch right now?
Are you asking me? I'm not the fucking... This isn't the Führer Fumes role.
You're the...
This is the dictator of steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Chrissy Dictator.
I'm going to start calling you Chrissy the Hun.
Yeah. Chrissy the Hun.
Chrissy the Hun.
Is a good name. All right. So we have a lot of new members of the matriarchy. So let me read them out. We could just quickly hit, but we just want to say, before I start this, I just want to say thank you from the depths of my fucking peace for joining up the matriarchy and being a part of our crew, because you have no idea how much this changes our lives and what a difference this makes in our life, having you as the fans support us. And make no mistake, as we grow, we will start to do live shows in your town, and it's going to be
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, welcome to the matriarchy, Colin Stewart, the Wasp.
Wow.
Gabriel James Velasquez.
Yo, we are diverse.
Layla Solak Subasi.
What kind of name is that?
Sean, SHAWN.
What's up, kid? That's Black Kid.
Black Kid.
Yeah.
Sabrina De Felipe.
Sabrina de Felipe.
Lazaros Siskopoulos.
Decanis Posisa.
Alan DeWitt.
Alan DeWitt.
Kenneth.
Kenneth, another Black Kid.
One name. Christina Sermonara, who looks like a piece. Christina Sermonara, your piece.
Staten Island Princess, no?
Yep, another black. Keith Johnson.
Keith Johnson, what up, brah?
Melanie Foley.
Melanie Foley, how you doing there?
Here's a substitute teacher named Melanie Miller.
Melanie Miller, come to the principal's office for briefing.
Here's someone who joined from the auto body shop he works at, Orlando Diaz. Joe Moxley.
Joe Moxley.
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams.
From the radio, Wendy
okay,
Williams.
talk to me about
Remember
it.
the matriarchy.
Yeah.
Blair Burke.
Blair Burke. Oh,
Ooh.
Blair Burke's, she's a big fan.
Blair Burke. Here's another
Yeah.
piece. Jennifer Gray.
Peace.
Michael Krugman.
Michael Krugman, what's up, you just white guy?
White guy. Jamie Cruz.
Jamie Cruz,
Whipper. Jose Pelagio.
Yo, what's up, Pelagio? How you doing? Is mom's sauce ready?
Corey Selton.
Corey Selton, black kid.
Here's an Irish. Riley McGill.
Rylan, can you got me a burr?
Wow, here we go. Dr. Harvey Spencer Jr.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
a doctor.
That's a black doctor. Harvey Spencer.
No, that's a wasp.
Harvey Spencer?
No, there's no
Dr. Harvey Spencer Jr. Right on the Patreon wall what your ethnicity is.
Yeah, are you black or are you white?
Haley Romeo.
Haley's comment.
And then another last one, Fumeless Blondes. Okay, and then here we go. James Brown.
Black kid.
Edward Dale.
What's up, Edward Dale?
Eddie Dale.
What's up, cat?
Uncle Ricky's Swinging Stickies.
Yeah, get creative with these names.
Nicodemus Papaladupus.
Decanis Posissa.
Oi, Papa Dupolis.
Yeah, we got Greeks.
Kiara.
Black girl.
Scott Davis.
Scott. Oh, that could be black kid.
Black kid. Here's our and one of our favorites right here, Nora Cupcake Company. They must have upgraded.
They keep upgrading. Nora Cupcake Company in Milford, Connecticut.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Lauren Nicole.
We read these last week, cuz. Keep going.
Kason Carr. Oh, Sedarian Hayes.
Yeah, we read these last week.
Tom Zappia. Jonathan Evans. Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Jeremy Martinez Quintana.
Yeah, just read them anyway.
Nelna Takansky.
Yeah.
Rudy Reyes. Kyle Schleed. Jay Hathaway. Marion Baird. Jonathan Kaplan. Kim CW. Jonathan Urena. Kevin Taylor.
This girl says from the Patreon, Denise Gomez. Hey guys, I don't think I ever heard my shout out, but I was pleasantly surprised to hear my name on the comment. Denise Gomez, you are shotted out.
Okay, let me just finish these. Teddy Tanzer. Christopher D.
Yeah.
And Andrew Koch. Caesar Martinez. Denton Gooden. Leo P. Joel Nunez. Rob House. David Marshall. Jay Cute. Kashi Osakwi.
We're big in Liberia.
Krista Mattis, Bavluk Rishi.
That's Rishi. We know Rishi.
Big Mac Pseudo Penis Emporium. Eddie Boston.
Yeah.
Andrew Leon Bachovich. Vince Calderon. Jessica Thadical. DVNT_Pinky. And then real quick, because I have just a couple more who you guys sent us. Yep, here we go. So, Jess T0594. Jessica Thadical. That's Jessica Thadical. We just read your name. Thank you for your service. Marianne Bayard. Thank you. Christopher D. We just read.
That's you.
Big Mac Pseudo Penis is actually me. And then this is a big one, and I said I would do it, and we're going to say it, even though you didn't join the Patreon. I believe you will after this. Jennifer KP98 sent me a message. Hey, Chris, it's my boyfriend's 21st birthday. Oh, he is a Patreon member, and he didn't get a shout-out when he became one. I know it'd be probably the most fucking wild thing to happen to him. We love listening to your guys' podcast and makes it any bad day turn into a great one. Keep up the great work, and don't forget to drink your smoothies. His name is John De La Garza, and he is a cute kid. So I promised Jennifer, and here it is. Happy birthday, John De La Garza. From the boys, happy birthday. Thank you so much for your service. And your 21st birthday, I hope you're still alive. Yeah. So guys, but you see how big the fucking matriarchy is growing?
It's growing.
It used to just be 5 names.
Yeah,
we're fucking taking 6 minutes to read through names because of you guys. So tell your friends the matriarchy is growing. The pseudo penises are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I get more spiritual and connect more with myself, make no mistake, I will once or twice or maybe even thrice put a couple of those pseudo penises up my butt.
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Why not?
Our matriarchy is growing from the roots, from within. Yeah. The same way the Huns grew.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as the Huns grew and they grew more bloodthirsty, because make no mistake, Attila the Hun. Let's just because we're almost out of time here. Let's just understand one thing. Attila the Hun did not kill for power. He did not kill to make his empire bigger. He did not kill to steal. He killed for fun.
He was
He killed for destruction.
Yeah, and he loved money. But there's no question.
Money.
But
whatever pact or treaty was made between him and Rome or other tribes,
Didn't care.
he was known to just break it.
Didn't care.
The same way Hitler made these treaties and just broke them is the way Attila the Hun was. These guys were sociopaths.
Yeah.
Very evil. Attila the Hun was just a destructive guy, and the thing that he loved to do most was pillage and destroy.
It's what it was.
That's what he got off on.
Yeah.
That's what he liked to do. And they would just go run through villages and they would murder children, men, women.
They would wear the children. They would wear the skin of children on their legs.
They wore the
Right?
skin of children on their legs.
Yeah.
They were just the things out of a nightmare. Now, again, the big controversy is this true? Is it not true? Because almost all of this, in fact, probably 100% of it, comes from Roman historians, comes from Roman accounts. Because people who are doing this and are this good at military tactics and causing chaos, they're this good at that because it's the only thing they do.
Right.
They were like specialists on those horses.
Right.
They don't write history. They don't create civilizations. They don't do anything else except plunder. And so we only have accounts of them from the Romans and from
Right.
other
The winners write the history books.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
winners write. Well, not only the winners,
Even
but
though they didn't win.
well, they
really
were the
well.
only ones who had pens. I mean, the Huns didn't have even fucking pens.
They didn't care. But a lot of the Roman writers who would go and visit these these Hunnish cities, they thought they would find barbarians and unclean men and disgraceful stuff, but they didn't. They found civilization. They found bathhouses. The Huns took the Roman culture and just copied it for their own lands outside the empire.
Well, Attila did.
Attila did.
Attila did in one location. Like, yeah, he had a little bathhouse and stuff like
What
that.
it was.
Yeah, but
And the way it's funny because Attila the Hun was such a crazy, killer, and you would think, oh, did he die in battle in all his glory? He didn't. He died on his wedding night, his 10th wedding. He died because he just got fucking hammered and ate so much meat and got so worked up and stressed out that he broke a blood vessel in his head and nose, and he hemorrhaged to death in his sleep.
he had a nosebleed, right?
He had a nosebleed, but some people, he was only with his wife that he married that night. Some people think she may have poisoned them.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. And so after Attila, the Huns existed for a little while, but they lost a
Only
big...
another 30 years after Attila.
Yeah,
and they were done.
They lost some big battle around his death, and then that was it for them. And then the post Attila Huns ended up settling in modern day Bulgaria. So when we try to find out who are the descendants of the Huns, they say it's Bulgarians, maybe some Ukrainians, that area, Ukraine, Bulgaria,
Oskana Bayul.
Hungary. They're in that area,
Right.
kind of Eastern European, and they were Asiatic people, and they sacked Constantinople.
Which is fucking wild.
They sacked Constantinople.
The capital of the eastern half of the Roman Empire, but I'm kind of happy they sacked them because that's more your people, not mine.
The Huns kind of dominated for a little while.
They fucking really did.
And they did. And the interesting thing is they dominated with destruction. They didn't build anything. Now, granted, this was a time where this is post-Constantine Rome.
It's like a weakened Rome.
So it's like a weakened Rome towards, it wasn't we're not talking about the Rome right around the time of Jesus when it was at its strength. We're talking about a weakened Rome where it was, bread and circus, comfortable. Most of the warriors were mercenaries. In fact, the Romans actually at first hired the Huns to kill the Goths.
Which is wild.
Yeah, which is wild. The Huns gladly killed the Goths because they
Right.
liked to kill,
Right.
and they took the gold of Rome, but then make no mistake, they turned on Rome.
That's what happened.
And then make no mistake, the Romans had to pay the Goths
Yeah.
to try to kill the Huns.
What it is.
But the Huns killed the Goths.
What it is.
So the Huns always won. So this was a time where you can almost compare it to like now, how comfortable we've become. It's what happens with comfort. Nobody wants to, it's like my grandparents worked in a restaurant, but they don't want me to, I don't want to work in a restaurant.
Right.
It's like, and then new people come on and work over it. You get comfortable and then you hire other people to do it. Same thing with the military, which was a big job in the Roman Empire. Nobody who was actually a Roman citizen wanted to be in the military anymore, so they hired mercenaries. A lot of times those mercenaries were Germanic tribes, and a lot of times that was the member of the Germanic tribe's opportunity to become a Roman citizen. That was their way into Rome. So it was utilized. So Attila the Hun capitalized on that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And he knew that the Romans weren't as a military power like they were. Even their gear wasn't what it used to be. They used to wear these metal armor, and now they were wearing they looked a lot like tribes.
Yeah, but make no mistake, I feel like even though it was different circumstances, but it was just kind of in the same way as Adolf Hitler was just a perfect storm of bad shit that was going to happen. Kind of like, weakened empire, Germany was all fucked up and Hitler rose to power because the people just needed a new light and all that. Attila the Hun was just a psychopath who rose to power, probably killed his way there. And when his uncles died, he killed his uncle's sons who would be next in line so he could come to power and just preyed on a weakened Roman Empire. So if Attila the Hun, like anything else in life, it's all about timing. That's why I told you to read that book by Malcolm Gladwell, The Outliers. If Attila the Hun would have been born 100 years earlier, there would be no Attila the Hun because he would have been squashed because the Roman Empire was that much stronger.
It's an interesting question.
Just what it is.
Yeah, how much
it's in timing in life. Same thing if Hitler was born 30 years later, Germany wouldn't rally around him because they were already doing pretty good.
Attila the Hun did most of his, I guess, empire growth. I guess you can call it a Hunnic Empire. I guess it's called a Hunnic Empire, and with his brother.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he ended up killing his brother.
Killed his brother on a hunting accident gone wrong. It's what it is.
Yeah, but for most of it, it was him and his brother working as a team until Attila the Hun, for some reason, decided that his brother needed to come to an end. The kid was a true blue sociopath. I mean, he was a wild kid.
They put him at the top, even more wild than Caligula, even more wild than Genghis Khan. Yeah. He was a psycho.
He was a psycho, and his brutality knew no bounds.
He was as brutal as Hitler.
Yeah, there's a story of
his day.
When he first came there was a Roman city called Nisus, which is in modern-day Serbia.
Right.
And it was the first Roman city that he sacked. Before that, he took the Romans' money, and he made a deal and a pact with them, and like I said, he helped the Romans fight the Goths, who were also the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths, the Romans were constantly fighting these Germanic tribes. But before that, nobody had ever really had really attacked and penetrated a Roman city.
Yeah.
And so he went to the walls of Nisus, and at first, Nisus, because of how scared everyone was of the rumors of Attila the Hun, they were just like, look, we'll pay you off. And he took the money.
Yeah.
So what he would do is he was so wild, he would just trick you. He'd go, yeah. So he'd take the money and he'd go, but then he would come back.
Yeah.
And he'd say, I have some deserters from my army. He was he didn't forget nothing. He was wild. He was a vengeful kid.
Yeah.
So he would be like, there's some deserters.
Thank God he's not a member of our Patreon, because if we missed his name once, we would be impaled on our butts outside of our studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little Chris the Teacher-ish.
Yeah.
We love you, Chris the Teacher, by the way.
Yeah. I'm Chris the Hun, you're Chris the Teacher.
Chris the Teacher. One of our super fans. We appreciate you, dog. But anyway, so he went back and he said, there's a couple of deserters in that city. In exchange for those deserters, I won't sack your city. And they gladly turned those pieces of shit over.
Yeah.
From his perspective, piece of shit. But they were probably just scared kids.
Yeah.
Who were just good. And he took them, and like Chris said, he impaled them. So he put them on a pike from the asshole.
Yeah.
He used the hole between your cheeks as a candle holder.
Yeah.
And he made...
like a little Bath and Body Works candle holder.
Yeah, he put you up on that, and you died slowly over a 2-day period.
2 days by bleeding out and being eaten by birds.
Yeah, it was not a cute way to go.
And then he would keep you up there until you were just a skeleton for other fucking deserters to be like, don't be a dick.
Yeah, and then, so the people of Nisus were probably thinking, thank God we got rid of him. We gave him what he wanted. We don't have to fight. But guess what? He came back again, and this time... he said, what do you have to offer me? They said, we have nothing. You've taken everything. He said, yeah, that's right. Now I'm here after you've given me everything to sack your fucking city and quench my bloodthirst.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. And I'm going to kill everyone for no reason.
So basically, all in all, Attila the Hun was fucking wild. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. As always, please tell your friends about us. I mean, spreading the word. Nothing works better than just organic people, or just a good old organic spreading the word, where you guys tell your friends, you guys and girls tell your friends if you liked our podcast, what you liked, what you didn't like, to be a part of the matriarchy and get even more exclusive video and content from us. Go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys and be a member of the matriarchy, and you get a lot of fucking cool stuff, and it's not that expensive. It's fucking $5 a month, whatever you want to give, whatever you want to donate. We have all the tiers all explained thoroughly now on our page. We have a brand new welcome video that's funny and cute. And yeah, guys, keep supporting us. Keep messaging us on what you think, what you want to hear. And yeah, we love you all, and I love cock.